light-hearted speech from the Chancellor, but with a number of expected announcements post-Brexit. So we heard that our growth forecasts have been revised downwards to pretty much the number we were expecting at 1.4%, and that we're going to need to borrow more to be an effective economy outside of the European Union. The Chancellor talked about targeted spending, so using that borrowing particularly to focus on investment around innovation, and there's a number of strategies that he talked about, being a 5G economy, £1 billion being invested into that. He also talked about us being a more productive economy. He used a very stark example of 4 days and 5 days working patterns between here and Germany, and investing £23 billion in making us more productive. We heard a number of specific changes around the tax regime with investments in research and development. So that's tax reliefs for companies that spend money on innovation. And we heard about the Chancellor closing down a number of tax avoidance schemes. So that's £2 billion additional revenue by closing down some tax loopholes. There's still more to go on closing that tax gap, but that will be a continued theme each year. The Chancellor also talked about targeting more spending on infrastructure and on local housing. And when we play that into the local economy, we see a number of things. So here in the Midlands, we're clearly targeted on being a recognised centre for automotive excellence and manufacturing, on being a key hub for transport around both HS2 and Birmingham Airport, and on focusing on reducing our skills gap and improving productivity. So I think a number of the changes that we've heard will be welcomed by local businesses in that regard, and I think it will help the local economy. We've heard pretty much the announcement we thought we were expecting, but I think the way in which it was delivered reflected something about the need to provide stability and surety for business. So the Chancellor talked very much about the plan that had been announced in the past and sticking to that plan going forward. And I think that will be welcomed by business, along with the change from moving to one annual budget where key changes will be announced. The Chancellor talked about time for scrutiny in the government on changes, but I think it will also give time for business to get comfortable with any changes that are made and have time to plan for them going forward.